Hi guys, my name is Zin. Today I will be talking about the Surface Laptop 2. I will be doing kind of a review on it, but more so just about the pros and cons that I have had with this laptop personally. I'm not going to get too much into the text or the specs of the laptop because I feel like there's a lot more videos on those online, and you can also find it on websites to compare that to other laptops. So yeah, I'm just going to be talking about what I like about the laptop, using it. Disclaimer, I don't do too much gaming or any hardcore PC activities on here. So yeah, I hope you guys find this useful and keep watching. Okay, so let's just start up talking about this 4 gigs versus 8 gigs versus 16 gigs of RAM. For an average person, I feel, in my personal opinion, that 8 gigs is enough for whatever that you might do. It's plenty to watch whatever movies you want while simultaneously studying, while simultaneously surfing the web. And I feel like for an average person, that's probably the most that you're going to do on a laptop. So as for which model you should get, I think 8 gigs is definitely enough unless you're a tech junkie or whatever it might be. Performance-wise, this laptop is great. So one thing I really like about this laptop is if I open it up for you, and then so it's completely off right now, but if I decide to turn it on, it takes maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then it's on, and then I can use it right away. So as you can see, the laptop is on and it's perfectly fine. So it unlocks by facial recognition, so it's great that I don't have to type in the password or anything when I'm using the laptop. It can see my face and immediately it will unlock. And I know some people also worry about the Alcantara lining of this keyboard pad. I find that it is a very, very comfortable. I can type on this thing for hours and it's super comfortable. I never have any issues. As for the wear and tear on the keyboard, I used this laptop for maybe 2 or 3 months, but then again, I don't have oily hands, so I can't really speak on how bad this gets. There are some wear and tear pictures online, but I've seen that mine doesn't nearly get that bad. As for the touchscreen, I can't really say much. I do not use the touchscreen at all. I like to have it glossy and pretty with no fingerprints. Let me turn up the brightness a little for you guys. So I really do like this display. It is a very glossy and beautiful. It feels like I'm watching something on like a extremely expensive TV. One thing I really enjoy is that you'll see that this screen goes all the way down to here. So it makes it so that it's kind of more squarish than your typical laptops where they're more squished down and widescreen. This actually gives you a lot more space to work with, and I know it's like something that's small, but that little bit of space right there to work with, that I've seen that it's noticeable to the point where it makes working on some things like just a lot better and more enjoyable. The camera on this is pretty decent. I can put in some snapshots so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. And I just opened up the camera app, so here we go. Hello. And I've used this in outdoor lighting and it seems to look a lot better. The camera quality, it's great, but I wouldn't say that it's kind of like an iPhone or a MacBook where like the color adjustment is really good. So I'm shooting this on my iPad, for example, and you can see that the colors are very natural and nice, whereas if you take this or a lot of laptops that aren't like a MacBook, for example, you take the image and the colors kind of look weird, like they don't look natural. I also see a lot of people complain about this laptop not having USB-C, but I don't really find that that's an issue because as a normal person who's not a tech junkie, right, we don't use USB-C. This really does last all day, so the full 8 hours at least that it will last you. I've never had it die on me or anything like that. It's great in that regard. It uses battery really well. It has a lot of like adjustments in here. Another thing I like about this laptop is that it's so quiet. Like if I'm working on it, you cannot hear it. Like there's no fan going in the background. There's no hard drive like humming. It's completely silent. Again, like I said, I don't do a lot of like intensive things, but it's something to keep an eye on, you know, it's something that's nice to know. Now, let's move on to the cons of the laptop. So as you all know, this laptop is matte, so it is very prone to fingerprints. As you guys can see, I have some fingerprints up here and down here. Obviously, they're very easy to get rid of with a baby wipe or something like that, and sometimes I'll even have Kim wipes. So this is a Kim wipe. You can get them off Amazon for like a couple dollars for like a box of them. The bottom also same material, matte. As you can see, there's some fingerprints here from when I'm holding it and stuff, but overall it's not bad. Like I said, there's no wear and tear on the keyboard or the inside or anything itself. It's just the outside. You always have to touch it, so the fingerprints are bound to get on it. Another thing that I found with this laptop is sometimes when I'm scrolling through pages that require a lot of scrolling, or if I'm reading like a book, for example, because I read a lot of books on my laptop too, is that when I'm scrolling, all of a sudden, like after a while, the scrolling would just kind of stop. I'll kind of lock, and then I'll have to kind of go to a different application, exit out of that, and then come back to make the scrolling work again. Again, this is something that's a pretty easy fix, right? You just go to a different window and then you come back. But it's something that it's happened enough to the point where I've noticed it. And my last con about this laptop is that it's pretty pricey, right? For what it is. So the model that I got is 256 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM, okay? And this, if I did not get it on sale, it would have been $12.99, which with tax, it could have been anywhere up to $1,400. And I think that's a lot of money for something that's a laptop. And I know like nowadays in the laptops are getting so like sophisticated, a lot of them are getting up to the $1,000 range, but it's still a lot of money. For that price, if you guys want to get a new desktop that's almost 2 times as good or like just a lot better, you can. So it's like, unless you really want a laptop, it's not, I don't know if it's worth justifying the price of this over a desktop. That being said, it does have a lot of good deals nowadays, especially I got mine on Black Friday, so I got it for, I wouldn't say a bargain, but I got it for a really good deal. So on Black Friday at Best Buy, it was, I believe, $300 off, so it went from $12.99 down to $9.99 for this model, and then I got it in open box condition, so that was another $100 off. So I got it for about $899. Now that's with tax, that's almost $900. With tax, it ended up being almost $1,000. So I ended up spending quite a bit of money on it anyways. Do I regret it? No, but am I happy with the price that laptops are at nowadays, especially MacBooks and Surface laptops? Not really. So it's just something to keep in mind. It's pricey, you know, but it's also an investment, and if it's something that you really want, it's great that people do the research on it, and there's so many resources online for it nowadays. So yeah, I mean, I have used this to video edit, and again, there's no humming sounds or any loud noises or anything. It's very good at what it does. Video editing, it ran super smoothly. There was no lag on it. I have like an 8 gig desktop in the back that's about 7 years old, and this handles almost all my tasks way better and faster and smoother than my desktop does. Again, that desktop's almost like, what, 10 years old, so I would expect this to, you know, especially with the price I paid for it, but yeah. So my final thoughts on the laptop, right? First of all, I love this laptop. I'm super satisfied with it. I very much enjoy the laptop. The main con is that it is a pricey laptop for what it is. I know there's some laptops out there that maybe just a little bit heavier, maybe just in one aspect, like maybe the camera or the speakers or whatever aren't as good, but you can save a substantial amount of money for something, especially if it's your first laptop. That being said, if this is your first laptop, I don't think that you'll be unhappy with it, especially if you're like me, you usually very used to like very bad laptops and you're switching from a desktop that's almost 10 years old. So there you have it. But like I said, thank you guys for watching. This was just what I got out of a laptop, what I wanted to share that other people don't always talk about. And again, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!